Are you wanting to travel somewhere, anywhere but home, but you're a little apprehensive about going back on an airplane because of different things, and you want to know what type of procedures and measures that the airlines have started to implement post-COVID? Then stay tuned. Hi, my name is Jay and welcome to my channel. Here we talk all about business, traveling, having fun so that we can live the life we desire. If that sounds like something of interest to you, then become a part of the family by subscribing and hitting that notification bell. That way you can be informed when videos like this and others are uploaded. So let's dive in. A lot of people have been having a lot of questions about traveling and getting back up in the air because a lot of us are just itching to get out of our house. A lot of us have been avid travelers prior to the coronavirus. And now it's like, you want to get back out there, but you're still a little apprehensive. So today we're going to go over some of the top questions that a lot of consumers are having. And we're going to tackle these questions so that you can have an idea of what's going on and then make the decision for yourself. First things first is it safe to fly? Airlines across the board have started to implement new procedures for post-COVID as regarding hygiene and safety, because they understand that these are the top two priorities that are in consumer minds. They want to know, what are you doing regarding this so that we can feel safe getting back on the airline. So some of the things that airlines have been tackling are health screening procedures, cabin cleanliness procedures, the well-being of crew and the passengers, as well as air quality on the aircraft, and understanding that we have a lot of questions about booking flexibilities and options. So regarding health screening procedures, airlines and locations, depending on where you're going, especially if you're going internationally, but some of them will be taking your temperature. It will be contactless thermometers to make sure that you don't have any high fevers or anything going on the airlines. And going into certain countries, not all airlines are doing it, but some of them have started to implement this policy. Also, a lot of them, especially when you get to a different location, if you're going internationally, they want you to have negative coronavirus testing. Now, a lot of airlines are not necessarily doing this, but when you're going away, if you're going internationally, they are requiring you to have negative testing. So those are some things that you want to be aware of. Some airlines are doing social distancing, some airlines aren't. So it's totally up to you. You have to decipher, are you comfortable with that? You might want to call your airline that you plan on booking with and see what procedures they are implementing. And if it's not an airline that's doing social distancing and that's something that you would prefer, then you might want to go to another airline, because every airline is offering different options right now regarding social distancing measures and protocol. As far as cabin cleanliness procedures, they are definitely wiping down seats, they're wiping down trays, they're trying to do more contactless interactions with their passengers, giving you a lot of your stuff before you get on board. As far as magazines, they're stopping any magazines right now. They are cleaning the whole airline from top to bottom with, these vapors. It's a sanitizer, it goes in through the air and it goes through the cabin. And they're doing this after you disembark off your plane before you go into the next plane. So they are doing different things like that. They're trying to cut down as much carry-on that comes in, anything that you can actually just store into the cabins. They would prefer that opposed to a lot of carry-on. And they're also asking to do more contactless payments. So if you are getting, some liquor or some snacks or anything in the air, opposed to exchanging money, they are asking you to do more cards and stuff like that. That way it keeps the airline attendants safe. A lot of airlines are requiring you to wear masks, not only for your safety, but the safety of others and the passengers and the crew. If you are a passenger who are not able to wear masks for a long time, maybe you may not want to think about traveling or on air. Maybe you want to drive. Other passengers do want to feel safe. That mask may only protect you, but if everybody's protecting themselves, then you feel a little more comfortable, especially if you're on a plane and there's no social distancing. Sometimes we got to stop thinking about ourselves and think about other people. A lot of airlines are implementing that you do have to wear a mask for the total flight, not only in the flight, but once you walk into the airport until you leave the airport. So those are some things that you definitely need to know prior to traveling. Question number 2, how much human-to-human contact will you have once you arrive at the airport? Airlines are they're trying to get as least amount of human to human contact as possible. They want contactless check-in. So if you can check in, online, on your cell phone with an app, they have those kiosks. That's what they're requiring for you to do, because they don't want, as much, things from your hand to their agents. Okay. So they are cutting that down drastically. A lot of companies airlines are using the thermometers, because they want to make sure that no one has a high fever that you may not be aware of before getting on the plane and possibly infecting others. So that is something that they're going to do. It is going to be contactless. So they're not going to put up to your forehead. They're just going to, scan you and you can keep moving. Okay. Again, the mask is required. They are going to be also having more sanitation stations throughout not only the airport, but a lot of airlines have been given sanitizer wipes or hand sanitizer when you get on. That way, if you're touching your trays, you can wipe it down yourself. You go into the bathroom, whatever, you have, your sanitizer right there, so that, it keeps the germs down while you're in flight, especially if you're in flight for a few hours. I mean, they understand that. So that's something that they have started to implement. You might want to go to your flight's website, the rules and protocols that they have for your flight, so you'd be more comfortable when you are ready to get on a flight, and things that you need to know and do. I highly recommend that you pack, snacks in your bag, have your hand sanitizer out where you can easily access it. Feel free to wipe down your chairs if you feel, whatever you feel that's going to make you comfortable with you taking the flight. Do the research and check your airline before booking. And again, all airlines are not doing social distancing. So that's something that you need to decide if you want to go on that flight or if you want to take a different flight. Some airlines are doing full capacity, so they're not leaving no seat empty because they have less flights going out. Some airlines are doing half capacity. So there are social distancing between rules so that there's less people on the flight. So even though there's going to be a lot of more contactless processes at the airport, remember, there are going to be some situations where you are going to be closer than 6 feet with people. If you're going international, they're going to ask you for your passport and all those different things that they have to take a look at and scan and see. When you're going through the security, they're going to be, if they have to do the wine, it's going to be closer than 6 feet. And also be aware that you are going to be touching a lot of areas that other people may have touched. So, like those bins when you putting your shoes in and you putting your keys in, they may be wiping those down. So that will be a good thing. The tables that they put them on, they're not wiping them down for everybody, because it's a consistent flow of people moving in. So you want to be aware of, those surfaces that they can be touched often. So once you go through security, use your sanitizer, before you touch your eyes and your face and your mouth and all those different things, because, a lot of people are using those communal items, and those are places where germs can be spread faster. Also, when you're going to buy things, people can be touching all over the thing. So you do want to have some of those wet wipes with you so you can wipe things down after you purchase them if you're going to be buying something or in duty free and stuff like that. Number 3, how clean is the air on an airline? When you breathe in the air on the plane, it actually can be considered a lot cleaner than air in like a restaurant, in the bar, and sometimes even in your home. And the reason why is because, let's say in your home, a lot of people don't change their filters. A lot of people, if you have forced air heat, they don't use that vacuum and suck out the dirt and dust. So a lot of people get allergies and have a lot of allergens. But in the airline, they have HEPA filters and very good ventilation, even prior to COVID. So they've been very good at making sure that the air is sterilized, or is a lot cleaner and safer in the air. Again, if you have a mask on, you're going to be breathing, but you're not going to be breathing as much as when we didn't have masks. But it is a lot cleaner and usually a lot safer than when you are in home. Now, I am not a HEPA specialist. I'm not a cleaning specialist, but doing some of the research, these are some of the things that they have always implemented, but also even now being more aware because of everything since COVID-19. They also have really good air circulation systems throughout the cabin. So it helps keep the air running and being filtrated throughout the cabin so that it's not like stifled air as you're flying to your next destination. Question number 4. What if my airline cancels my flight? What are my options? you definitely want to check and read the fine print before you book on your airline to see if they cancel, what procedures are they implementing, what are your options regarding if they cancel your flight. Let's say you are going with a connecting flight somewhere and they cancel one. What are you going to do at that point? So you need to make sure that you check those procedures with your specific flight so that you have an idea. But a lot of airlines have been a little more flexible regarding cancellations. In the beginning, it was a nightmare, but because of all of the things that they've been going through, they've been a lot more flexible and giving you several different options that you can choose. A lot of airlines are actually doing, refunds. They're giving you travel vouchers where if you, instead of you giving you the money back, they'll allow you to rebook your trip at a later date. So you have the same amount that you paid for and they're not going to charge you any changing fees for you to cancel if you have to cancel your flight or if they cancel your flight, especially if you're not well, they're not going to charge you any fees because they don't want you coming on the airline anyway if you're sick. So they're giving you options or they'll give you a refund. So you can kind of decide which one is best for you. And I mean, it's always great to have a voucher for when you're ready to fly somewhere else at a later date and it's already paid for. It's like then you only have to find a location. So I know I have actually done that. Instead of canceling and get my money back, I've done travel vouchers so that I know when I'm ready to go, I don't even have to put no more money out of my pocket. It's already paid for. All I have to do is book the hotel and I'm jet setting somewhere fabulous. Okay. So that could be something that you may want to do as well. Or they're also allowing you to, with the vouchers, you can just book it at a later date. Some of them give you up to a year to use the voucher and then you could book for, that date. Some of them give you a little longer, especially with everything right now. So you kind of want to find out what is the procedures with your airline before you take that option. So these are a lot of the top questions that people are asking, is it safe to fly, before they go and take a trip. Some people have already started taking trips. They have gotten out there, got their feet wet, honey, not even their feet wet, just going all the way up to their thighs. They have dived right back in, not missing a beat. But there's other people, such as myself who, I still want to travel. I'm, traveling locally or, in a close proximity, but I still haven't gotten on the plane yet because I'm still, still tossed up, but maybe doing it soon because I'm ready to get the heck out of here and go somewhere amazing and sit on somebody's beach, child. Of course, I have been going to the beach all summer. So, I mean, that's kind of like, whatever. But I hope these questions have helped you make a decision on, what's going on post-COVID with airlines. And maybe if it's something that you still deciding to be on the fence. So question today, are you interested in doing a staycation or are you ready to get back out there and fly internationally and go on an amazing trip somewhere where you are back out in the trenches, having fun abroad and traveling, having fun and learning new experiences? So let me know in the comment below. I love to hear what your thoughts are. And if you're looking to save on your next vacation, don't forget to visit jnsdestinations.com. I'll put the link below, and that way you can save on your rental cars, hotels, excursions, and even cruises. So if you like this video, feel free to check out some of my other videos in the series. I have another one coming up regarding Airbnbs and different things that are taking place with that if you're an Airbnb lover. So make sure you stay tuned and check that video out. I'll also put any links that need to be that you need to use down in the description bar below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Laugh, love, live life to the fullest, and don't forget to live your passion. Bye.